7:50 on Acadiana's Morning News. As we said, taking time to talk to all the candidates leading up to the election 4 weeks from today.
It's hard to believe.
Today is also the last day to register, so make sure you either go to your local registrar or go to govote.com.
Yep.
We have all the information on how to do that way on our website, kpel965.com. You can find all the latest information as well on our Facebook page. Just search KPEL News. Joining us on the phone now, Public Service Commissioner Foster Campbell, who is running for the Senate seat.
Yeah,
that's being vacated by David Vitter.
A lot of folks in that race, but not a lot of well-known people. But Foster is one of those folks that people do know. Sir, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Beautiful day outside, and I'm glad to be with you.
Well, we appreciate the time. So, all right. So here is our first question. We have 5 questions that we're sticking to for our candidate interviews. And the first question is, there are 24 candidates in this race. So the big question, and it's kind of twofold, is what do you think separates you from the other people in this race, number one? And the second part of that question, what will you do differently from David Vitter?
Well, that's easy to answer. What separates me is that I'm the one that has a record. It's easy. You ought to ask all these people that you talk to, before you start telling me what you're going to do, why don't you tell me what you've done? And I've been a leader in the state of Louisiana for consumers. I've helped people. I'm very proud of that. I've taken on the utility companies when they charge too much. For women with domestic violence problems, I've made it where they can move to other cities without hookup costs in that. I've taken on the payday loan companies that charge way, way too much interest. It's unbearable. And I am the only one in this race that's ever created 2 endowment funds for education. In Bossier Parish, where I live, we have gaming facilities. I made the school board save the money rather than spend it. Today in Bossier Parish, we have $45 million in a fund that only spends the interest in the classroom. Along came the tobacco settlement in Louisiana. We sued the tobacco companies, and I was able to get the help, and I created a $1 billion trust fund for education, and now Lafayette Parish, Vermilion Parish, all the parishes around you up there, St. Landry, Evangeline, they all get money from the work I did with the Educational Excellence Fund. So that's some of the things that I have done that I'm very, very proud of. I fought for people relentlessly for all my time in the Senate and on the Public Service Commission. I'm very proud of it. I've been very effective. And what makes me going to win this race is simple. I have a base in North Louisiana. I represent 24 parishes, pretty much from Alexandria to the Arkansas border, from Texas to the Mississippi River. I have 24 parishes up there. I have a record of running up there. The last time I ran against a Republican, I got 62% of the vote, which was tremendous. Last year when John Bell Edwards ran up there, he got 52%. I helped him very much. I helped him a lot in North Louisiana. He won up there. I think we'll do well in North Louisiana. I think we'll do well in all parts of the state. The other day, I was extremely pleased that I got endorsed by the Democratic Party in Orleans Parish. Now, that's something. I live in Bossier Parish on a farm and have a lot of friends in New Orleans. But anyway, I was endorsed by the Democratic Party in New Orleans against a person, my opponent, who lives in New Orleans. And that's pretty good when somebody from North Louisiana can go to New Orleans and get endorsed by the Democratic Party.
Commissioner,
you know that I have friends.
With the oil industry, obviously, in the turmoil that it has seen, many folks in Acadiana really dealing with the effects personally of the downturn. How will you help restore jobs in the industry and get those folks back to work?
Man, that's something that we want to do. I was glad to see that oil went up a little bit last week or so. It was in $50 range. If it gets back to the $60 range, hopefully people can start seeing some effect of recovery. I want to train everybody down there. We need more money for training. We need more money for the technical schools. We need more money for people to be cross-trained in that area where people can get other jobs. And hopefully in the future we can get an economy that's not so just so dependent on oil in that part of the country, Acadiana area. I know that you have problems. It's like the old saying: it's It's a recession when your neighbor has a job loss, but when you do, it's a depression. And I feel for people down there. I know they want to go to work. I'll do everything I can, fight like I have always fought in Washington to bring every program, every tax dollar we have due to us. I want to bring them home. And she was asking about the difference between David Bitter now. Because David Bitter fought everything in Washington. He was not effective. He was not liked. I served in the legislature with David Bitter. He didn't get along with anybody in the legislature. I've been able to get along with people. That's why I've been effective passing programs. I want to go to Washington to work with John Bell Edwards to turn this state around, stop this fighting, and trying to get our tax dollars back here where we can prosper, get us on the road to recovery. And we do that by working with people, not trying to have your way exclusively. I don't think I have all the answers, but I have the courage to stand up and fight for the right things.
That brings me actually to my next question. What does the first month in office look like? What is your first order of business in Washington?
Well, first of all, I want to go to Washington and tell everybody, and I have a reputation here. I'm just Foster Campbell. I'm not going to go up there and be Mr. Senator Campbell and have people follow me around and drive me around in the car and get the arrogance that a lot of those guys get up there. I want to let them know that I've come from Louisiana. I have an open mind. I want to work with them when they're right. There's a saying in the South that I like. There's no wrong way to do the right thing. I want to do the right thing for the people of the state of Louisiana. I'll be back around. I'll come to Lafayette. I'll go to St. Martinville. I'll come to Coshada. I'll come to the smaller places and have meetings and see people and see what's on their mind. And I will fight with John Bell Edwards, who is trying his best to do everything he can to make Louisiana a prosperous state. Too long we've had too many people who fought. I'm not going up there to fight. I'm going up there to try to help the people of the state of Louisiana. We're a poor state. We shouldn't be. We've been blessed with all the natural resources, and we should not be poor. I want to get us back on the road to recovery and then prosperity.
We have about 1 minute left. Two more questions. As a state that has had its own issues with race, how do you think that race will play in the role, and how will you execute the office?
Well, listen, I want to get along with everybody, and if we have any racial problems, I want to bring in everybody. I want to bring in the ministers. I want to bring in the politicians. I want to bring in the people. I want to bring the law enforcement people in. Good, cool, common sense, cool heads prevail. I think what the governor did over here with the race problem, the shootings in Baton Rouge was handled very well. He did it with a cool head. Everybody got along. We all want a peaceful Louisiana, and we want a Louisiana that does well, and we have to do that to make our state prosper. It is the worst thing in the world for us to have problems in Louisiana as far as attracting industry here. We want a great state. We have a diverse population. We want to get along, and we can do it. We've done it for years, and I'm interested in making everybody get along the best they can. I'm not looking to pick a fight with anybody. I want to make sure that we get all our tax dollars back home here and make our state prosperous like we should be. We're a beautiful state with all the natural resources. We should be one of the most prosperous states in the South. We're not because we've had too much special interest and not enough people's interest. I'm interested in helping the people. I'm not making any apologies for that. I'll work with business to get more business here, but I want to make sure that the people have a higher minimum wage. And I want to make sure when women are working, they get paid the same thing as a man when they're doing the same job.
And finally, as we wrap up, Public Service Commissioner Foster Campbell, sir, going into this election, what is your biggest flaw?
I don't know what my biggest flaw is. I don't know. Maybe I don't know that I have a. I mean, I'm sure everybody. No one's flawless, but I don't know my biggest flaw. I don't know my. Some people now. I might say this. Some people say, well, one of my opponents, Miss Fayor, says I'm too old, but I'm younger than Donald Trump. I'm younger than Bill Clinton. And
State Public Service Commissioner Foster Campbell.
I'm the same age as Hillary Clinton, so I'm in a prime place in my life to do the work, and I can do it. I know how to do it. The reason I know how to do it is because I've been doing it for 40 years. Thank you.
We appreciate
Sir,
your time.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
It is 8 o'clock at KPEL. We will continue with these interviews, the 5-question interviews that we will have with the candidates leading up to the election 4 weeks, again, from today. Coming up, your Fox Business Report, and then Bernie has a look at news, weather, and traffic. Stay with us.